So just a quick catch up, I had a problem with this camera where I could not display 4K video. I called support, we did some troubleshooting, and they recommended that I get a replacement. That's why I've got this one right now. I am going to be sending this back, but I figured that for testing purposes, it might be good to have both the original and the new one. That way you can find out if there was something going on with the back end, or if in fact this was a bad camera, or if nothing changes at all. There is the new camera, and I'll plug that guy in.
Now connected to the Ring app. Connecting to Wi-Fi. Just a moment. Now installing an update. This may take several minutes.
And we are updating our firmware. Alright, so I'll let that finish. We'll come back to it. Okay, so that took about 4 minutes, and we have got our new camera. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and download that and see what it looks like. Okay, so I am also getting 720 on this camera. So next step is I do have a mesh system. The one that this is currently connected to is my main mesh system, so this is connected directly to the modem. Although I haven't had any problem with it, and I also haven't had any problem with that 1080p camera that I have sitting in the front. I'm going to disconnect these, and I'm going to take them to another mesh system, which is also hardwired in, and then we're going to see if we can pick it up off of that. You can see I got them set up right here. This is my 1080p camera, and I've got my mesh system right here. So I did a live view off of each. Here is the original camera, and the first video was a 4K video. And here is the second camera, so this is the replacement, and that was a 1080p. So the original actually did better than the new one. So I did it again. Here is the original camera. That one did a 1080, and the new camera that did a 4K. So it seems to just work whenever the heck it wants to. So if you're in my situation, you're hoping to get 4K video all the time, that simply is not going to happen with this. Let's go ahead and do another one just for giggles. Here's the newest of the original camera, that is 1080, and the newest of the new camera, and that is 720. Yeah, so completely unreliable. Now let's go ahead and check the 1080p camera. Okay, got 1080, 1080, 1080, 1080, and 1080. So pretty consistent. The problem for me just happens to be with the new 4K cameras. So I got one other thing we can check. I've got a whole nother router, and we'll plug directly into that. Okay, so we're now connected to the new router. I currently have an RSSI of -20. And here is the first video from the 4K camera. That is a 1080. That's also a 1080, and the third is also a 1080. So, still not getting 4K. And also, I'm not really having problems with the 1080 camera. I believe the total issue we're having is just with the 4K cameras. So the only real hope I have for these right now is going to be whether or not they actually update them at some point in the future to make, maybe a software fix. But if they don't, the 1080p camera is more reliable.